Okay.
Okay, it's recording.
Okay, so Ray didn't transition anything to me, and Steve's out, so
Sing first.
I'll try this. I'll try this, sir. There you go. Okay. So if y'all could stand and sing "God Bless America."
Okay,
Fred, lead us off. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairie, to the ocean, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
As we enter this holiday period, whether we know it as Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, or any of the other 20-some holidays that are ahead of us, let us remember the rebirth, the renewal that we all hold so dear as we go forward into this year. Amen.
Amen. All right.
Okay. Who's that secret greeter?
Yeah, it's a secret.
Let's see.
Who is it?
Secret reader. Somebody who was here before me. Ron.
Ron. Did you get to shake everybody?
Everybody shook my hand this morning.
All right.
We got, yes.
Oh, thank you. Good. All right. Happy dollars. Are we happy? Oh, there's Laura.
Okay.
Here comes Laura. Fred was the first one.
Okay,
Okay, Fred.
this will be the first time in 7 years I've been able to have breakfast at Kiwanis.
He's been the treasurer, and so he never took,
Anybody else?
take money and stuff. Diane?
My first one is for being happy that this doesn't start at 6 a.m. This is an early morning. And my second one is for my hopeful happiness in 1 hour when I call my husband and he brings me a key to my car.
Oh.
Because I don't know where it is. And
Oh.
my car started, so it's supposed to be in the car, and that's where I usually keep it, in my garage in the car. But anyway, so I get to go home.
I'll take you to get it.
Well, if he won't answer, well, you do my backup plan.
You're
But
close.
he is home.
You're close, though.
Yeah, but I don't want to walk.
Anybody else?
Yeah, put a dollar in and congratulate Don on being put into the Veterans Hall of Fame of the hospital. It's online this year if you haven't seen it, so congratulations on that.
Okay, I got a dollar. This is for all the key clubs and everybody that helped, and especially Ron, because we brought three of us brought the Popcorn Palace over, and it was terrible getting the hits together, terrible getting it off, but then it was just Walt and I, when we cleaned it with the touch, we got it easy. But anyway, I want to make one comment. We need people when we start popping, an hour before we start popping, because Ron and I put together about 250 boxes. If we hadn't have done that, we'd have been in trouble, because we didn't have people show up, you know, and thanks for Kathy bringing her key club over there earlier, because I told my folks not to be there till 4:30. So just think about that. When we start popping at 3, we need people there at 2 to start putting boxes together. Okay, thank you.
Thank you for doing that.
We'll have to remember that for July, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Ron?
Okay, this is for my appreciation for all the club's involvement and the city's involvement. I thought the tree lighting and the new route and all, hopefully it's gonna work out well. And you might have seen this in the Vista, and it talks about we're grateful for the support of our partners like the Chamber of Commerce, and the Kiwanis Club as we grow. And this is by someone named Laura Wilson. We're very glad, and to precede Laura's presentation this morning, I have what we used to call an any mouse, or it's an anonymous contribution, and what they mean, they just did not want it to be publicized on a list of donors. But this comes from a couple, that Janice and George Wheat from the Cowboy Poets, and she donated, and again, she didn't mind us knowing, just didn't want it to be publicized, off a $500 check to start off the next level for the Christmas tree. So Bruce, I'll give that to you. And Lauren,
Yes.
you know that we're working on it.
How much taller will that make the tree? Just curious.
Well, we're talking about going, I think they said 34 feet, but this, there's an issue, I guess you talk about the height of equipment being able to raise it.
35 is the highest bucket truck that we own in the
Oh.
city. So anything, we want to stay there for now, and then I'm working with Public Works on the next time we get a bucket truck to plan for the whole city, and then maybe we can grow it again. So the fact that we have an artificial tree that can grow is really nice, and I'll tell you more about that in a minute.
All right.
Patrick, she's like,
But thank you.
tickets. She's like,
Hey, we need more money for the admin funds.
you better. Anyone else out there?
Me?
No, you're last.
Okay.
Okay. Marge, you have any happy dollars before?
Oh, yeah, I'm happy. Well, I'm happy because we had so many students show up at our popcorn and hot chocolate sales. We had about 10 from Cass Builders Club, 10 from Buena Key Club, and 10 from Cass, and it just made my heart good. We didn't have enough adults to go out with them, so thank goodness there were enough Key Clubbers that my Builders Club could go out with them. But what a great turnout. The kids had a ball. It was a lot of fun. We made the most money I think we've ever made in a long time, about $1,600. So that was great. Thanks to everybody who worked, especially the kids.
Yay.
And my happy dollar is, I'm sort of coming and going. I'm leaving today to go up to camp at Lost Dutchman State Park with the RV women for a couple days, and then next week I'm going back to Chicago, so I'm a traveling girl.
Okay. I've got $5 here, and this is $5 for a lifesaver. A couple weeks ago, I called on just to check what time we was getting to the K-Kids meeting, and oh, I'm not going to be there today. I'm going to go take Tony's place at opening a club. And it just happened to be the day that we were packing 25 Christmas boxes. And, you know, never have we ever packed those boxes correct. You know, you put all the stuff out on the table, and all they have to do is go down and pick one item up out of each pile, and never has it ever come out correctly. And this year it didn't come out correctly because I think I had to repack half the boxes. But Kathy, I called, Kathy came, and so this $5 is a happy dollar for Kathy. Plus, she gets an additional gift.
Oh, wow.
No, this is not dog food. This is pumpkin.
Pumpkin.
Because Kathy and I were talking one day, and she was talking about, you know, the high price, that pumpkin had gone up in price and stuff, and pumpkin's really good for making dog treats. And, you know, my Builders Club and K-Kids, we make dog treats, and so we use the pumpkin recipe, and the dogs really like it. So, thank you very much, Kathy, for your assistance. Thank you.
Yay.
Okay, I'll take your dollar now.
Okay. This is a dollar I get to see everybody's smiling faces this morning, and thanks for putting up with me.
No problem.
And this
You
is
put up
for
with Dawn, so
Yeah.
you're easy.
this is for the popcorn, all the popcorn and stuff, the fundraisers that we did with the kids. Boy, y'all sell a lot of popcorn and the kids with the hot chocolate. They were the main sellers, and we appreciate it. And of course, Ron and Shirley did an awesome job. So we really appreciate everything you did. So that was what that's for. Let's see next. Okay, marble game.
We have 11 marbles in the bag, and the pot stand is at 281.50. So I will have.
I guess.
Our guest, Laura.
Boy, you don't draw my name, you're out of here.
Laura, you got another one named Laura.
Yeah, you're.
Laura helps out another Laura.
Okay, number is 9675530.
Hey, amen, brother.
How much is in the pot?
281.50.
281.50.
281.50.
Good.
Everybody all together.
Why?
Okay.
Let's see if Don
Of
can
course,
get-
I'm down with my kids, so the other end, I had 2 marbles and drew white.
Two marbles and they're both white.
You did.
Okay,
That's funny.
Don't need these
the
anymore.
game continues. Okay, Kiwanis of the moment. Well, unfortunately, Ray didn't leave me the box, so. But Caitlin was the last award winner, so I printed out a picture of Toby with with the award, and he wants to give it to Don. Caitlin wanted to give it to Don for all you.
Who did?
Caitlin was the last award winner.
Oh, Kate was my buddy.
And then, so you get this awesome picture of Toby holding the onesie in a moment trophy.
Why don't you give it, let me get a picture of that, that's unusual.
Until we get the real one back from Ray. I saw Toby at the commissary yesterday. So yeah, he's doing okay.
Really well, we did is,
And add that, he's supposed to give
I'm
all
not
the
sure.
stuff to Steve before he
I
left.
did.
Yeah, and then Steve can share it.
Okay. Moving along here, we're going, today's program, of course, we got our awesome friend of Sierra Vista, the club of Sierra Vista. Kiwanis Club of Sierra Vista. And she just does so much for us in our community. We really appreciate all she does. She's, everybody knows she's the director of parks and recreation and library. And we just really appreciate all she does for Sierra Vista, and just want to thank her. So, Laura, if you're ready.
Yeah, I'm always ready to talk to you guys. I never get anyone to talk to me. That's awesome.
And thank you for your donation.
Oh, yes, thank
We
you.
saw that. All right,
I don't need credit for that. You guys get all the credit, but it's my pleasure. That's actually going to be a regular thing in my family until you meet your goal. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
It's very difficult for me. I'm sorry, I forgot my hearing aid.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's
And the
okay.
acoustics in here are terrible. We might need to start bringing our microphone. Seriously.
Is there a microphone in
Do
here?
that.
They
They might
I'll wear
have,
my hearing aids, but it's
they might
hard.
have something if you need something like that. But I'll try to speak up for you. I'm sorry. Let me know, like,
Stand down here and talk.
I can hear you.
Hey, we gotta move our camera.
Yeah, good job.
Are you good?
I can hear
That's
better.
good. Is everybody else good? You
I
can
gotta
hear
move
me
my
all right?
camera here.
All right.
I can't hear you now.
You can't hear me now? Okay.
What?
I like throw my voice like
Bring your
this.
chairs, bring your chairs down.
So, good morning, and thank you guys for having me. I always love coming and speaking to your group. I'm a morning person, so this is fun for me. No one ever wants to play with me at 6:30 a.m., and so Anytime I get a chance to do this, I'm a willing participant. And I just wanted to start off by giving you a truly heartfelt thank you for the tremendous efforts that your group has put into raising money for that gorgeous centerpiece that's sitting in the middle of our Veterans Memorial Park right now. It was actually very simple for us to put up. Much easier than we thought it was going to be. I think there was a lot of fear and trepidation, as all things are whenever you change anything anywhere. Us Sierra Vistans, we like our traditions. We like to complain about the things we don't have. And then when we get it, we complain, right before we get it, we complain about how it's not going to work. So, and then it happens, and then nobody says anything to it about it on the other end. And that is really what happens here in our community. But I kind of have fun with that because I have been a Sierra Vista resident for 27 years, raised our children here. And so I feel like it's really okay for us to make some decisions that aren't popular with everyone. We're going to try some things and see what happens and start tearing it down on the back end after it's happened with the lesson learned and figuring out how to make things better. And so this year, we put together a 2-day event with about 90 days notice. That's about when I decided we're doing it, that's it. Once I had the commitment from the Kiwanis for going for the centerpiece, that was really the catalyst for me to say, no more waiting. This is the year. We're doing it. We're going to do the best we can. We're going to learn from things, and then we'll move on. The parade route received some interesting comments online. I don't read that traditionally because if I did and I let that crawl into my heart, we wouldn't make any progress ever. Because for every 10 people who are excited about something, there's one really vocal one that will stand up and on a stump and shout it from the rooftops about why it's a horrible idea. And they're used to getting some attention. That doesn't get attention from me anymore because I have to stay focused on where we're going, and I'm willing to be accountable for the decisions that I have a part in making. What's the worst that's going to happen if you have an event that doesn't work out well? You don't have it next year. Well, that wasn't the case with the Christmas event. How many of you were able to come out?
Well,
Excellent.
Send popcorn.
Well, I know that. I know that.
And thank you, the site was good.
So the whole vision for that complete 2-day package, it had so many moving components, so many things that we needed to accomplish, so many things that we wanted to accomplish, and one was having a centerpiece. The help that you guys gave to myself, my staff, the city as a whole, by taking care of that piece was so critical to how everything else was designed. If you were able to see where that tree was, which you can't miss it if you're in the park, but everything was really surrounding that tree. There were so many beautiful photos, and they're still being taken, of a lot of our Sierra Vista families behind that tree. The lighting is so good, it makes your skin look like airbrushed. It's I have some beautiful pictures of my parents who were there in front of that tree, and I didn't have, and they were both really happy and smiling, which my dad is from North Carolina, and he's 78 years old, and he's getting a little bit grumpy. And so it's probably the most adorable, very special picture that I have of my parents, and that's just one of the many memories that tree will be the backdrop of for many families for years to come. So it was more than just a tree, more than just a centerpiece. It's going to be a Christmas tradition for families. So from my own family, thank you so much for that. So I'm going to address also the parade route so that you can hear that from the city's perspective, because we've been very silent about the parade route, because the parade belongs to the Chamber of Commerce. And we don't want to step on our partners' toes when it comes to releasing information. There's been over a decade's discussion about the parade route and the safety concerns from our first responders for it going right down Fry Boulevard, where you have lots of off-street parking on both sides of the street, closing down all the north side of Fry Boulevard from 7th Street all the way to Avenida Escuela, and for having to post officers which is a law, it's a requirement, to post a uniformed police officer at every intersection along Fry Boulevard. That's a lot of people. So back in the day, 62 years is how long the Chamber has been doing that parade. And they've changed a few things like moving it up or down, back and forth kind of on Fry Boulevard. The city was really starting to get squeezed with expenses for that. So the Chamber they weren't paying for the police officers. That was kind of the city's help in the parade route. Well, fast forward to today, many laws have changed in how you can work with nonprofit organizations, what our contributions are to PSPRS, which is our public safety retirement system. It's very expensive to have a uniformed police officer making overtime. That overtime translates to increased PSPRS contributions from the city. It raises their 3 over all years, which increases the amount that you're paying into that for that one individual. And if we want to do things like have more playgrounds in a park, or bring in splash pads, or make improvements to pickleball, or to the soccer fields, everything we can save on staffing is money that, especially from the general fund, goes into the things that touch your lives every day. And so we're really trying to be very responsible on how to balance that. Also, we were using those resources for a parade which was a free community event, which is great, which is what makes it legal for us to partner with people like the Chamber on the parade. But the city was doing so at a 100% loss. There was no recoup for the city itself. No one was reimbursing salaries. None of that was happening. So it's good for us as an organization to constantly go back and challenge the way we've always done things. We need to constantly be challenging those ideas and think about new ways to doing stuff. So after more than a decade of hearing about, gosh, this route's really expensive, we really need to make some changes, COVID kind of gave us the opportunity to really go back and look at those things and say, how can we make this safer, number one, lower our overhead costs, number two, and how can we tie this into something that the city is doing and create kind of a catalyst that sort of helps us partner with people like the Kiwanis, or the Rotary was selling the glue vine over there. Sister Cities Association was there, and they were selling, food. There were lots of different organizations that had a part, and still keep it to where the city, we're not getting paid for things like the Christmas event should really be all about the community. So we decided that we were going to continue to do our free games for the children and find partners and everything else. So we really priced everything right for the booths. We have to charge for that, but it was very nominal for a booth space and for the food space. And
do you remember how much the booths were?
I don't. I want to say 50 or 75.
50, I was told.
Yeah, it was about half
For
of
2
one.
nights, 50?
Correct.
Wow.
That's a good deal.
That's cheap.
Well, but the whole thing was, a lot of times when we have our events in the park, it kind of shuts down businesses on the west side of town anyway, because everybody's at the park and no one's down there.
Right.
So by partnering with nonprofits, they were able to buy the things that they were selling from our local vendors on the west end. So it was kind of a perpetually feeding system, and we weren't really worried about making revenue during the event itself. And I think it worked really well for a first time. When we presented the new route to the Chamber, that was just a couple short months ago, because it had to go through all the rigmaroles at the city. I presented the first draft of it and said, what about this? And then we could have our event. And, then we're feeding, one feeds the other. And it checks all the boxes for legalities and all that stuff. Everybody was like, yeah. And then we presented it to the chamber and they were like, yeah, but we couldn't put it out because that would be stepping on their toes. So we had to wait to announce our event until after they announced the Christmas route, and there you go. So Melanie Barton Edwards has been a tremendous partner to us and has been very supportive of everything. She is the CEO of the Sierra Vista Chamber of Commerce, and I did a Facebook Live event with her to where we kind of answered some of those questions. And there were some things that were misconstrued that she said that some people took issue with, and I thought it was just her being a great partner. And where she was saying that, the city had approached her with a new route, and their choice was to either have the parade on this route or not have the parade. And what she was really saying is that there wouldn't necessarily not be a parade. It's just the chamber wouldn't be able to afford to continue running it. If that parade ever goes away, I would step in, but that's not what we want. We want to retain our partnership. So I'm very appreciative. So she wasn't like digging at the city saying the city said you're going to have to cancel your parade. That's not what she was saying at all. It was about her role and the chamber's role in that, because the way that it's running actually makes it possible for the chamber to do that. The chamber pays their employees. She answers to a board. It's a very different setup than the city of Sierra Vista. So I'd like to just publicly thank the chamber for all of their support and working with us. We have a lot of lessons learned. We had a tremendous amount of parking left over. There were about 300 spaces in the park that were never used. There was parking left at Walmart and Lowe's like out the wazoo. The only places that got really pinned in was that little Denny's area. And next year there's some ways for us to close Fry later, because what we learned this year is when you go up MLK, it takes like at least half an hour to 40 minutes before they hit Fry. So we could actually leave that open longer. And then as the last float passes Avenida Escuela, we can open up that eastbound lane of MLK. And I timed it, it was 45 minutes is all that people would be stuck. So not bad. And then we're talking about, changing the hours for next year, maybe something like 4:30 to 9:30 on Friday, and then noon to 9:30. Yeah. It's a family event. People were kind of clearing out around 9 o'clock. And so we'll be playing with those hours. But I think the Christmas event is here to stay. I'm looking now for sponsorships. That I'll be after the holidays. I'll be going around to businesses talking about, how would you like to see a 4,000 square foot ice skating rink in the park for the month of December every year? Yeah. That's 65 grand a year. And I think we can do it. So, by going after our larger businesses and figuring that out, and if I charge a very nominal fee to offset some of the costs of operations, I think that we can get there. So my goal for year one of raising the funds will be $35,000, and I'm going to ask, I'm doing the analysis now to see if I can raise the other $30,000 through operations or taking smaller dollar donations to offset. And if that's approved, then that will be our next big feature next year. So imagine our 34, 35-foot Christmas tree next year with a gigantic real ice rink in the center of Veterans Memorial Park for a month.
We're still $5,000 short on the first tree. We still need to raise $5,000.
You'll do that.
We're working on it.
Yeah, you made $1,600 on popcorn.
If you share that with other people, that would be great.
Yes. Well, the city has been putting that out. And every time I go to a local speaking engagement, I'm always talking about the Kiwanis and how that's such a great example of how a nonprofit organization can really work with the city on goals that align with their values. So, because I need that. I can't do it all through general fund. It will never happen.
Right.
A Christmas tree is never going to be funded over a new fire truck. Mm-hmm. Or, it's just not going to happen. And so, but it doesn't mean it can't happen. It means that I need to plug in more with the community and organizations like yours and figure out and share what we're trying to do so that if it goes, we want to do that, we don't have the people to do that, but we'd like to contribute a piece to that. So that's really how partnerships should work with working with your local government, I think. In the past, I think I've said before that we've had a lot of organizations, they'll come in with their ideas and they'll want to put their thing in our parks. And I've kind of rejected that idea a bit because it loses focus on where we're trying to go. If we're not having plans already in the city for a specific element that doesn't accomplish, I'm no longer accepting those projects. Because we are trying to create a standard in the city of what things look like, what they feel like when you show up to them, and those are very specific things. We don't want things too busy all the time, or somebody approaching us and telling us, I saw this wall and I want to paint a mural on it. But then I also want the city to pay for that. That's not the proper way to look at how things are going. If I have a canvas, which you see a perfect example behind in our beautiful gardens, where Cochise College Art Club came down and painted, we call it the little bus stop, or the little Yabba Dabba Doo building back here. It was just like an odd tester piece for the architect when they were building this building. It was like a material sample ramada, and it was an eyesore, and I was like, we got to get that out of here. That's kind of ruining our vibe in the garden. And they said, would you let us beautify it? And I was like, hey, knock yourself out. So that was something that we did partner with, and we provided the paint for the club. They provided all the materials, and they did a little event. And people are coming and taking their graduation photos back here. They're getting married back here. It's become a gathering spot. So being more mindful about where we're going and finding each other when it makes sense, I think will help to beautify every experience that the community participates in. And so I know that my time's just about up. I just want to do a quick plug too about this weekend we have our holiday bazaar at the Ethel Berger Center, if any of you are interested in that. The beautiful tree will be on full display until after New Year's in the park. Did everybody get their picture? Did you guys take a club picture out there?
Oh, we didn't.
No.
Okay, so here's my offer. If your club wants to do that, and you just need someone to snap the photo, I will meet you there. So if you just need someone to take a picture one night, it's important that you do this. I mean, you should have a wonderful family photo in front of that tree. And if you're just looking for someone to snap a pic, if you can't find someone, I'll be your girl, I'll be your photographer. But we have a lot of exciting things going on right now. In the city, we also have a Facebook page now dedicated to our parks and recreation and special events. And the libraries page has been expanded into cultural services as well. So we have our children's program, our therapeutic recreation adults program, our art and pottery studio. That's all on one Facebook page, and then Parks, Recreation, and Special Events is on the other page. So please like and follow and share those pages, because we're trying to get organized in all the amazing things that my staff is doing for the community and make it easier for everyone to find. Did I not hit on something that you guys were, Ron?
I've got a question. What's the name of the tree?
We haven't named it.
It's going to be a Christmas tree, though, I hope, not a holiday tree.
Yeah, it's a Christmas event.
Okay, I just want to make sure, because some places, they're changing this. So
I don't think that's here yet.
Pardon?
I don't think that's gotten here yet.
Well, holiday market.
Yeah.
There's a holiday market, not the Christmas market.
Ever thought about any ornaments?
Yes.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Ornaments.
Ornaments.
I didn't know if maybe we might get some people or organizations would donate to put an ornament, not commercial, but put an ornament on there with their logo or name on it, and might pay for helping to,
That's very cute. Now, if not, we can talk about that more also, if you want to explore that idea. If not, we're going to budget for the ornaments next year. This year, we were able to get the tree topper.
Yes.
Did you see how beautiful that
Oh,
tree
yeah,
topper
that's
is?
nice.
Top star.
It is so gorgeous.
Yeah.
And you can see it, like when I came here this morning, could you guys see the tree from here? Did you look over? You can see it from here.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
Awesome.
Explain to me about the 35 feet and all that. I didn't hear that conversation. I was a little late.
So our bucket trucks at the city only go to 35 feet. We don't have any that go higher than that. Yes, we have a ladder truck at the fire department. If we drive a fire truck on the park, it will crush our irrigation system because of the weight of the truck. So that's out. So I had so many people go, well, why don't you just use a fire truck? And I'm like, that's very heavy. That's very heavy, and that's why we can't do that. So SSVEC every year comes and helps us with the trees, lighting the trees in the front of the park, because we can't get up there. And so when you see SSVEC trucks in the front, like in January and late November, they're helping us. And I'm sure that they would help us with something like that, but I really feel like it's important for, like, if we're gonna have something as beautiful as that tree, it's something my staff should do. It's something the city should take full custodian care over those materials. We should store it properly. We should take care of it properly. We should train our people on how to put it up and put it down. That's why all the tents and everything in the park look so beautiful this year, because we have changed into, we'll rent you a space and you bring all your stuff, to we'll rent you a space and when you get there, it's gonna be ready to go for you.
I like that. I like that all the booths were the same.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
That was nice, and the
Yeah.
pathways and between
That's right.
them, that was very well done.
Yes, and so we can expand that, like we can just keep on going, we can add more pieces to the wheel. So what you saw this year was very much a beginning. And just kind of figuring out too, you know, we have to teach the public too, because a lot of them, they like to be very comfortable. They like to sit in their same spot, and we kind of messed up their whole tradition. So they had to learn, you know, what are they going to do now? Now that it's happened and they had a good time, most people, now they're going, oh, this is really cool. We had so much more room. We're going to take tables and like kind of do potlucks and stuff out there. And we want that. And I was talking to staff. We haven't had our full after action, but I was sitting there, you know, kind of looking like, oh, what could we have done? And we definitely want to go for that ice skating rink. I'm going to go hard for that ice skating rink. I'm just going to tell you. It might be me sitting out there for a month, like staffing it by myself, but we're going to figure that out. And I think that the town will just go ballistic for that. And I think it'll attract people in who will then go to our businesses, stay in our hotels, things like that. But yeah, I just totally lost my train of thought.
I was going to say, Saturday night I talked to several vendors and shopped a bit myself.
Yeah.
And I asked everyone, how's business? And they all said, good, good. So not one person said bad or terrible or not much.
No.
Everybody said they were doing good business. And then Adam Curtis sold me one of the ornaments for the old World Santas. And
They sold more than they've ever sold.
I heard they sold out. You know, that he sold his last one or something, I don't know.
Good.
To a friend of mine. The governor actually bought two, so I thought that was great, you know.
It was good exposure for a lot of things. I thought our vendors were very high quality as well. Really good stuff. Sir?
Break down people-wise, because, you know, we didn't see it. Were there a lot of people in Martin Luther King?
At the parade?
Yes.
Tons.
Yeah.
Okay, because I don't think
That's where I was.
concentrated much over there.
No popcorn, I wanted to buy popcorn, and no
Yeah, see,
popcorn came
I
my
just
way.
thought that there was a lot of people on fries, so we concentrated on fries, so we just need to split.
I
up
meant to
more.
tell you that too, so thank you.
Okay.
Because I was sitting, because I had to drive the golf cart back to get Santa, and so, which was so fun, by the way. I had the best time. And so they had, there were so many people on MLK, and I noticed that no vendors came down at all. So your 1,600 could have been 32.
More popcorn.
Many places to park on MLK, from Coronado to Walmart. You know,
Right,
it's
that's
pretty
by
bare for
design.
Quite a ways.
Yeah.
No parking, so,
But the whole thing was designed for people to park off-site and walk in.
yeah.
Like on purpose. That's what we wanted it for. And it's to not have the risk of people hopping a curb onto the route. And so what has happened in the past at our parade, every year, between 1 and 3 cars drive on our route.
Oh, my goodness.
Did you even know that?
No.
It makes our police department very nervous when that happens. And they deviate them very quickly. They kind of rush in, they're like, you come with me, and they'll move a cone and they'll get them off the street.
Yeah.
But because you get some people, you know, that just make mistakes and they don't know where they're going and they just like drive between the barricades or they'll hop a curb. And so we live in a different time. And Sierra Vista is growing up and we have to think about those things. We don't want to look back and regret and say, we should have done it then. So this is the way it is.
Yeah.
Any status on the grant proposal to help pay for the tree, or do you know?
The grant proposal was given, I did not get the portion for the tree.
Okay.
They liked the ice rink. So I can use some of that for the ice rink, but it will not pay for the whole thing. Most of that, of what we're getting, is going to improve the electric infrastructure and put in a speaker system that will go throughout the park, and also uplighting for trees, because I want every single tree in the park lit by next year.
Yeah, that added to it, this tree.
Yes.
Wrapped.
We wrap those trees.
Oh.
How did you get them so high if you
Yeah.
can't get anything above 35 feet? Because you went very high on
We
that.
didn't. Oh, you're talking about in the front.
Yes.
SSVEC helped us with those.
Oh.
The ones that you drive down and those were us just handing the strands to each other and then climbing the trees and hanging onto the branches. That's what we did.
Safety.
And I made people very nervous. They're like, please don't fall. I'm like, I'm good. I love climbing trees. So it was definitely an experience. And it was a lovely turnout. I'm very proud of my staff. I'm proud of the chamber. I'm proud of all of our partners. And I'm grateful to you. I hope you know how sincere I am to say that. I'm just as excited today as I was last time. I'm a little more tired because it was a long weekend. But overall, I thought it was great. If you have feedback for me, you all know how to reach me and get a hold of me. We're having our after action report next week to talk about lessons learned. So any of your input, please send those on to me and I'll make sure that Leslie gets those and we'll discuss them. But also make sure you're having one yourselves and don't miss out on those sales. You do too many good things for the community, and this is a way for the community to help support those efforts when you're participating in things like this. So make all the money you can, because you do good stuff with it.
Yes.
Did I
Ma'am,
hear you say you were looking for other nonprofits to help expand the tree and help with the skating
I
rink?
tell everybody to get a hold of the Kiwanis.
Yes.
Yes.
You guys are running the tree. We just promote that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The mayor did that also.
Yes, he did. The mayor and council are extremely supportive and grateful for all of this, and they're very supportive of all of our wild ideas. And they know that, it doesn't make everybody happy. But we don't know if you're really going to be unhappy until afterwards. So I'm always like, I understand your angst about it or you're anxious about it, but just let us do it and then tell me after how it went. And I've had some feedback where people were like, I don't know how this is going to work. And then afterwards they're like, we had a great time. Because how can you not have a great time?
Exactly.
Any more questions for me? Thank you so much.
Or over here. We over here.
Oh, okay.
So as you know, we don't usually give like a mug or anything else like
Right.
that. But we give you a book. And,
I love that.
And this is
In the
a
library.
Christmassy one.
In
I
the
love that.
library.
Llama Llama Holiday Drama.
Bruce, can you
We
get
don't
out
have-
a picture of your room?
Inside, yeah, inside you can sign it and then
Inside
write
you
the
can
school
sign it,
you
and
want
the
us,
school
the
you want us
library
to.
you want us to donate it to.
And you can read it if you want to. It sounds like a good book.
And can I get you guys to do me one favor?
Sure.
Can I take a selfie with all of you guys in the background? I'm gonna post it on our new Facebook.
We should come stand behind you.
Okay.
Let's go stand behind her. Come on.
Come on, everybody.
She wanted us to
Group
dance.
up, group up. Get over here.
You gotta get in though, you gotta stand back.
Okay.
Everybody's gotta kind of get back. Get in there, Ron.
Wait.
Okay, stand kind of back there where you're at, guys, and just spread out. Everybody in?
Yeah, can you see me?
Yeah.
Barely.
Nice.
All right.
Thank you. The volume.
Well.
Either way, one or other.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
I love a good selfie.
But you know.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Laura. Okay. Birthdays, we have Janelle, Taylor.
$65 here for the regular way.
Regular way?
65.
$65 for the regular way.
Hey, Ron, remember
Thank
when
you.
remember when she was young?
I know.
Oh.
I was 39.
Okay. Regular way, Fred, you gonna lead us?
That's about
Okay,
18 part
13 part harmony. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy
Hooray! All right. We don't have any anniversaries. No joint anniversaries, huh? If they wanted to do it in December, I guess.
Yeah, because they had to put up with them the rest of the year.
Oh. And I don't know, we don't have anything for Roberts Park cleanup either, so.
It's somewhere.
Oh, okay, there's a sign-up sheet here.
Yeah.
Okay.
What pass?
The Roberts Park cleanup.
We appreciate
Sign-up
that,
sheet.
by the way.
Careful, who's
Yes.
December is Kay McClary.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
that's the party.
that's a party.
That's the cleanup schedule.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Oh,
And then
well, if you need help, Kay, let us know.
I remember your name is on it.
Okay, let me know, I'll go over and supervise you.
Okay.
Ron,
Oh, I don't see a quote of the day. Oh, there it is, okay. Patrick, can you?
quote of the day, you can only come to the morning through the shadows. J.J.R. Tolkien.
Well, we've all been.
I forgot on my happy dollars. I was whining to my bridge club, we still needed to reach $5,000, and I got a $10 donation from a friend. So, it looks like 9, I don't know what happened. And then I had $2 in my apron from selling hot chocolate, so we have another $10
All right.
for the treasure and $2 for popcorn.
Okay,
All right.
good.
Well, we gotta get good treasure first.
Okay,
Oh, I'm sorry.
you can take over anytime.
We did one.
Yeah. All right, other than that, let's,
When's our next meeting?
our next meeting? January. Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't have it.
Second.
So this is the last meeting for December?
January 13th.
January 13th, okay.
13.
Okay. And
Board meeting is,
is December 13th?
that's Monday.
Yes.
Are we gonna be back here?
I think it's to be determined.
To be determined?
Here, Greg would like to see us here.
I would like to see us here, okay.
I want to say one thing. Bruce deserves a lot of praise for his job at the popcorn palace and stuff. He did a great
Well,
job.
you did too, as a
Take over
popcorn.
treasurer real quick and do a great job at it.
Well, you did a great job
Other than
too.
being an Air Force.
And putting up with Don about the Air Force.
We appreciate all you did too. Popping all 718 boxes of popcorn. So,
We are a great team.
yes, yes. Okay, let's do the Kiwanis pledge, I guess.
As
Our country's flag signifies purity, valor, and justice.
May we, as true Kiwanis, exemplify those virtues as we serve the children of the world. Ding.
Oh, my volume was down.
You say.